Hi grade 7s. Today what we're going to do is we're going to learn a little bit about common denominators and lowest terms. And these are going to be really important skills as we go on and add fractions. So let's just start with the first one, with putting something in lowest terms. So it basically means we're trying to reduce our fractions to the point where there's no common factors between the numerator and the denominator besides 1. So let's just give you a quick example. Let's say you had something like 4, 6. You're asking yourself, hey, what number can divide into both 4 and 6? And you can see in this case, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. They're both even, so we can divide the top by 2. We can divide the bottom by 2. And what you end up getting here is 4 divided by 2 is 2 on the top in the numerator. 6 divided by 2 on the bottom, it gives us 3. So putting something in lowest terms is going to be important, and in this chapter, whenever you do a question, when you get an answer, we need you to actually put it in lowest terms. So lowest terms is going to be important that way. The other thing that's really key here is you need to be able to get common denominators. So we're going to have like two fractions. So let's say we have, for example, 5, 6, and let's say the other fraction we have is 1/4. We want to find a denominator here that we can make them common, that they have the same denominator. So probably the simplest way to do this is probably just look at the denominators like the 6 and the 4 and just write out multiples. So with 4, you can start with 4 and go 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. 6, we can do the same thing. 6, 12, 18, 24, and it goes on. And you can right away see, hey, a common denominator could be 12. They both are multiples of 12. Or we could actually use 24. Typically when we're doing denominators and we're doing common denominators, the smaller one is the easier one, but actually the larger one can work as well. So the 24 could work just fine, just like the 12 could. But I'm going to use the smallest one. I just like working with smaller numbers better. So this is what you end up asking yourself. 6 times what? So what do you have to multiply that denominator by to get 12? And you can see here, we're just doubling, so we're multiplying by 2. So to get a common denominator here, we need to do 1 times 3, and that gives us 3. So you can see our answer to this one is, when we wrote this with common denominators, 5 6 is 10 twelfths, and 1/4 is 3 twelfths. Really important we can do this, because what you'll find is when we're adding and subtracting fractions, the first step in it is to get a common denominator. We need to cut our fractions up into the same size pieces. So I think that's all I need from you today. Try a few questions and then you can move on.